I'm Rita McGrath, a professor of strategy and innovation at Columbia Business School in the city of New York. So competition in a world that's going increasingly digital has really changed because it's calling into question many of the core assumptions that underlay strategy, management, many of the principles people like me teach in business schools. And so the old way of thinking about strategy used to be that there were fairly substantial barriers to entry that meant once you'd established a competitive advantage, it could be sustained for a long period of time. And in many industries, that held pretty well for quite a long time. But what we're seeing today is, first of all, acceleration, so the pace of change is moving faster. We're also seeing digitization fundamentally changing the assumptions underlying many industries. And so what I think we're seeing today is a move from what we might think of as a world of sustainable competitive advantage to a world of transient advantage. Well, what does this really mean for strategy? Shouldn't we just try stuff and see what works and then follow whatever works? And I actually don't think that's a great way to think about it, because you don't have enough resources, first of all, to try every option. And fundamentally, what strategy helps you to do is make the best choices under conditions of competition and limited resources. And as things move faster, strategy to me actually gets more important than ever. When you think about transient advantage, specifically digital more broadly, you kind of have these stages of acceptance, right? So there's still a large number of leaders, of executives, who just aren't prepared to recognize that this is a new way of working and that the expectations for their companies, for themselves, are going to be radically different. So I'd say you got denial, right? Then you've got the ones that are sort of aware, so they're freaked out by it, but they don't know what to do. And so they're kind of stuck, right? They're running around in circles, basically, trying lots of different things. And it's a stage of what I call innovation theater, right? So we want to be innovative, so we send our teams off to Silicon Valley and we get our pictures taken next to the Facebook sign, and then they come back and, what do we do now? Then I think you finally, when you've gone through those two stages and you get to a stage where people decide, yes, we want to take action on moving our organization in a more digital, more social, more connected direction, that's when I think people start to get some traction. So the effects of digital are both kind of obvious and also kind of subtle. So the obvious things are that, for example, in media and in those kinds of industries, digital has just vastly reduced the cost of transmitting certain kinds of information across distance. So it's just completely changed the economics of a number of those industries. At a more subtle level, I think digital has started to really seep into the way that people and companies interact. I like to say every business today is a social business. Your users, your clients, your customers, they're all weighing in that sort of world intermediated by software. And so everybody, whether you're an individual, whether you're a company, you're now in these webs of connections, and they're social. And the meaning of what social means is it's all out there. You're all in this big soup together. And I think in many ways that's almost more subtle than the big business impact, but it's hugely important.